So, this is part two of our summarizing and paraphrasing notes. And we stopped here with another technique for summarizing, and this is your plot planning petals. Try to say that 3 times fast. I'm not going to even try it. But your plot planning petals are just a technique for when you're trying to summarize a narrative piece of text. So, this would be best for, of course, fiction, because we all know that narrative is another word for fiction. Narrative means story. So, there's your vocabulary word that we've already gone over. Narrative means story. So, in your book, you should have drawn something like this. Look at your pretty little flower. But it does need 5 petals. And for your plot planning petals, for best summarizing a narrative, you're going to want to hit on the 5 parts of a story. You're going to want to hit on the characters, the setting, the conflict, the climax, and of course, the resolution. But again, if you spend too much time on any one of these parts, you're not summarizing you're regurgitating the story. And ew, who wants to regurgitate a story? If I wanted to read the story, I would read the story. If I want, that's why I asked you for a summary. I don't want to read the book myself. I don't want to read the short story myself. I want a summary, a good summary, kind of like the what you get on the back of a book jacket or the kind a literary magazine gets you. It should give me just enough information. Sorry about that. That was an announcement. A good summary should give me just enough information about the good parts of the story to make me want to read the entire story. So, how do I get those 5 parts, those main parts of the story, into a good summary? Well, of course, I have to read the passage. That's been kind of a duh throughout this whole thing. I want to skim the passage and underline those 5 plot petals: the characters, the setting, the conflict, the climax, and the resolution. Then I want to write the summary that includes those details. I know what you're thinking. Miss Thurston, that was kind of an obvious, but hey, rem- it bears it to say, it's worth repeating, okay? Geesh, it's worth repeating. Because remember, this is a new skill. So let's try using the plot petals with a fiction story. And let's ask our favorite Martians for a story from one of their magazines. Jupiter and Tortoise by Aesop. Jupiter, the king of gods, chose a spring day to get married. Determined to have all of the people and creatures in ancient Rome attend the celebration and share his happiness, Jupiter sent invitations far and wide. On the day of the wedding, all of the people and animals attended the grand banquet. It was a glorious sunny day, and the great hall filled with guests. Huge bouquets festooned the ballroom. Delicious food from foreign lands were piled so high on the tables that they nearly reached the ceiling. All of the animals from the forest attended, except for Jupiter's good friend the tortoise, who did not put in an appearance, much to Jupiter's surprise. When he next saw the tortoise, Jupiter asked him why he had not been at the banquet. "I do not care for going out," said the tortoise. "There's no place like home." Jupiter was so angered by this reply that the earth quaked and lightning filled the sky. He decreed that from this time forth the tortoise would carry his house upon his back. He would never be able to get away from home, even if he wanted to. So let's summarize this narrative. We need to underline our 5 parts of a story: character, setting, conflict, and so forth. Well, there's our character, setting, more setting. There's our conflict. There's our resolution. Oh, there's our conflict and our resolution. So now let's put all of our details into our plot petals. Our characters were Jupiter and Tortoise. Our setting was ancient Rome in the spring. Our conflict was Jupiter wanted to attend everyone to attend the wedding, but Tortoise chose not to. Our climax was Jupiter became angry when Tortoise did not attend, and our resolution was that Jupiter made Tortoise carry his home everywhere on his back, and he couldn't escape it no matter what. In other words, another way to explain how the tortoise got his shell. Then we take those plot petals, put them in complete sentences, smush them together, and we've got a wonderful paragraph that is a summary of Jupiter and Tortoise by Aesop. Now it's time to put those skills to good use. You'll have a worksheet coming up. Good luck.